Antigua and Barbuda Public Service Association, represented by Sister Janella Evanson. Barbados National Union of Public Workers, represented by Sister Kimberly Agard. Public Service Union of Belize, represented by Brother Dean Flowers. Bermuda Public Services Union, Sister Nadine B. Henry. Dominica Public Service Union, represented by Brother Steve Joseph. Guyana Local Government Officers Union, represented by Sister Kimberly Porter. Jamaica Civil Service Association, represented by Sister Tisha Clark Griffiths. Montserrat Civil Service Association, represented by Sister Michelle Castle. St. Lucia Civil Service Association, represented by Brother Nixon Barry. Windward Island Civil Service Union, Private Sector Union, Sister Sharon Kanjita. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Public Service Union, represented by Sister Gwyneth Baptiste Stoddard. National Union of Government and Federated Workers, represented by Brother Christopher Street. Turks and Caicos Islands Civil Service Association, represented by Brother DeMarco Williams. Caribbean Public Services Association, represented by Sister Tiffany Powell Williams, General Secretary of the CPSA. So I think we should remain standing. I won't let you sit and get back up. So good evening, distinguished guests, heads of delegation, delegates from across the Caribbean, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Grenada and to the official opening ceremony of the 54th Annual Conference of the Caribbean Public Services Association. We gather under the theme, One Voice, Organizing and Transitioning for the Future, a timely call for solidarity, purposeful leadership, and readiness for the changing world of work. I am Brother Brian Grimes, immediate past president of the Grenada Public Workers Union, and it is my absolute honor to serve as your master of ceremonies for this evening's program. At this point, I would like to invite to the podium to do the national anthem, Sister Courtney Bailey. Thank you so much for that beautiful rendition, Sister Bailey. We must invite God's presence, and to do this, to put some blessings on our wonderful ceremony, I now invite Reverend Joachim Phillip to do the invocation. Give him a warm round of applause, please.
Thank you very much. Pleasant good afternoon to everyone. Let's bow our hearts together in prayer. Almighty God, creator of the universe, we give you thanks for this day. We have the privilege of gathering together to celebrate service. We ask, O God, that at this official opening ceremony, the 54th ceremony of the Caribbean Conference of Public Service Association, we ask, God, that you will continue to make this week a powerful, blessed, and productive one. We pray for presidents, leaders, public servants, partners, and guests that are here today. We thank you for the theme of One Voice, Organizing and Transitioning for the Future. We thank you for your wisdom, guidance, and inspiration. Bless this conference. Bless all the discussions, deliberations. Throughout this conference, we ask God that you will grant your purpose, that you would have mutual respect shared among comrades. We ask God that you will continue and they will continue to serve our people with integrity, compassion, and excellence. We ask, oh God, that you will continue to bless all of the nations represented. For it is you that said, whatever we do, do it as unto the Lord. I pray that these days will be a blessing. I pray, God, that you may give them the strength to contribute to stronger institutions, fair opportunities, sustainable development for generations to come. Bless this conference and this opening, and bless everything that will be done and said, and every word spoken, every action taken. May it be transformative and successful, and may they achieve all their goals. In Jesus' name, amen.
So you may now rest your legs and have a seat. Thank you very much, Reverend Joachim Philip, for that lovely prayer. At this point, I would like to invite the Grenada Public Workers Union Choir to do a rendition, or what I would call a choral selection. Worthy is the Lamb. Give them some love, a warm round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, Christ has died for each one of us. Hence, we are one in him. So today, as we render the song, Worthy is the Lamb, feel free to join us on the second verse onward as we glorify God for what he has done for us.
Thank you for the cross, Lord. Thank you for the price you paid, bearing all my sin and shame. In love you came and gave amazing grace. Thank you for this love, Lord.
I can say is that I've been around the union a while, huh? And for those who also have been around the union, the bar has been raised. Wouldn't you say so? That was top quality stuff. Sister Daisy revived that choir. Must give you credit there. Before I go into the other parts of the program, it is important that I recognize our very, very important invited guest, Senator, the Honorable Claudette Joseph, Minister for Labor. Mrs. Sparkle Grenade Courtney, Labor Commissioner, and other government officials. Permanent Secretaries, Mrs. Daisy Hazard, GPWU and CPSA President. CPSA Heads of Delegation, past presidents of the GPWU, Board of Trustees, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. So I'll just go straight into my welcome remarks. Distinguished guests, heads of delegation, fellow trade unionists, public officers, partners and friends, good evening once again. Thank you for the warm response. It is my distinct privilege to welcome you to Grenada for the official opening ceremony of the 54th Annual Conference of the Caribbean Public Services Association, convened under the theme, One Voice, Organizing and Transitioning for the Future. To our visiting delegates, we extend the warmth and hospitality of the Grenadian people. We trust that your stay will be productive and memorable. After all, we in the beginning throes of the carnival season, and that you will find some time to enjoy the friendship, culture, and natural beauty for which our country is known. This occasion carries special meaning for me personally. My first real taste of the Caribbean Public Services Association was in 2009, when Grenada last hosted this conference. That experience provided part of the inspirational ground for my own journey in the trade union movement, from serving as youth chair between 2010 and 2013, to public relations officer from 2013 to 2019, and eventually as president of the Grenada Public Workers Union from 2021 to 2025. During that journey, one of my aspirations was to witness and see Grenada successfully host the CPSA conference once again. It is therefore deeply satisfying to stand here in 2026 and witness that aspiration become a reality. You can give me a round of applause. Thanks. I appreciate that. I am especially proud of the current leadership of the Grenada Public Workers Union for taking up the responsibility of hosting and working with the Caribbean Public Services Association, the government of Grenada, and the other organizing partners to bring this conference to fruition. Now, one of my early lessons in time management was during my time as a youth representative going to CPSA. Anybody know what the score for the World Cup is today? What it is? I ain't here. Okay, somebody tell me. Sister Daisy, you know the score? One love, who in front? Spain won. Yeah, so I remember in time management, I remember I was in Guyana in 2010. That was my second CPSA because the first one was in 2009. So I was in the hotel room, and when I got there, it was in the heart of the World Cup. Yeah? Very enjoyable, you know. Normally I follow, welcome, Brother Andre Lewis, Trade Union Council President. Yeah, I was very excited. I was looking at the football. Normally I like basketball, right? I was looking at the football, and I took a liking to a particular team, Spain, and this player called Iniesta, right? So as the time go along, CPSA ceremony and the football final fall on the same day. Good, and we had to go to the ceremony. So I'm in my hotel, you know, and getting a little dress here and there, but I feel comfortable. The game is nice. The game is supposed to be 90 minutes long, right? It ended up being 116 minutes because it went into overtime. And of course, my team with Iniesta, he scored the winning goal. I was happy, right? So I finish, I get ready, I say, well, they go wait for Brian. He's a nice young fella. We'll wait for him. When I arrived, the bus left. So subsequently, I ended up contributing to the Guyanese economy by paying a taxi, right? So I went to the ceremony. The president at the time, Madonna Harford, Sister Madonna Harford, she welcomed me. She did not chide me, and I learned my lesson. So that was a very important lesson. So now, the Caribbean Public Services Association has served as an important regional voice for public sector workers for more than 5 decades. Indeed, it is worth remembering that the CPSA's regional journey began even before the establishment of CARICOM, right? A reminder that Caribbean workers understood very early the value of regional cooperation, solidarity, and collective action. So CPSA was formed in 1970. CARICOM was formed after in 1973. So we were the trailblazers. This year's theme, One Voice, Organizing and Transitioning for the Future, is therefore both timely and relevant. Across our region, public services and labor organizations are responding to rapid technological change, new workforce expectations, economic uncertainty, and growing demands for institutions that are efficient, fair, resilient, and responsive. Transition, however, must never mean leaving workers behind. It must mean preparing our members, strengthening our organizations, and ensuring that the voices of public officers remain central to the decisions shaping the future of work. One voice does not mean that we will agree on every issue. Those who serve on boards and in organizations know this, right? Am I correct? It means that despite our different national experiences, we remain united by common principles: dignity of work, social justice, quality public services, and respect for the people who deliver them. Grenada is honored to serve as host. We thank every organizer, volunteer, technical team member, and partner whose work has made this gathering possible. To all delegates and invited guests, welcome to Grenada. I love spice, pure Grenada. Welcome to this opening ceremony, and welcome to our conference dedicated to organizing, strengthening solidarity, and transitioning confidently for the future. Thank you, and once again, welcome. So now we reach to the part of the program where we do CPSA affiliate presidents give brief remarks, right? And I want to emphasize on the word brief. I understand how trade unionists are, right? So 3 minutes or less. 3 minutes or less. Anybody have a stop clock? So I would like to call Antigua and Barbuda Public Service Association, Sister Janelle Evanson, to give some brief remarks.
Good evening. Mr. Chair, please allow me to adopt all truly established protocols. I bring you warm and powerful greetings from the Antigua and Barbuda Public Service Association. Today, I stand before you as a proud member of a Caribbean family that has never stopped believing in the strength of unity, the promise of progress, and the dignity of public service. This 54th conference gathers us under a theme that is both a call to action and a reminder of who we are. One voice, organizing and transitioning for the future. When Caribbean public officers stand together, we do not whisper, we resonate. We do not merely adopt, we lead. Our One Caribbean voice is powerful. It reminds every government that public officers are not obstacles to progress. We are the engine of progress. On behalf of the Antigua and Barbuda Public Service Association, I affirm our unwavering commitment to this shared journey. Let us speak with one voice, confident and united. Let us organize with intention. Let us transition with vision. And let us continue to build a Caribbean public service that is strong, respected, and prepared for the future. May our discussions ignite action, may our unity inspire hope, and may our collective voice carry us boldly into the future. Thank you. God bless each and every one of you. Long live Caribbean Public Service Association.
Thank you, Sister Evanson, for the brevity and the profound sincerity of your message. I now call on the Barbados National Union of Public Workers, Sister Kimberly Agard, to give some brief remarks.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, brothers and sisters. Brother Chair, please allow me as well to accept the protocol already established. Good evening, brothers and sisters. I am Kimberly Agard, President of the National Union of Public Workers, from the land of cuckoo and flying fish, the land of Rihanna, the land of Sir Garfield Sobers, may he rest in peace, the beautiful island of Barbados. May I also add the land that invented rum. This year I lead a delegation comprising a delegation of 40 persons, a very diverse makeup of persons. A delegation made up of staff, members of my executive, members of my national council, shop stewards, young workers, and retirees. As a matter of fact, last year I recognized the oldest member of my group, who was 85 at the time. She's here again, and she's 86 this year. I will ask the members of the Barbados delegation to please stand and be recognized. Special mention as well to the chaplain of our union, Reverend Hugh Sandiford, who has joined the delegation this year as an observer. Also, the president of the Congress of Trade Unions and Staff Associations, Brother Ryan Phillips, who both are part of the delegation as observers. This year, we are here under the theme, Our Voice, One Voice, Organizing and Transitioning for the Future. This theme derived after long conversation during the EXCO meeting, and therefore I look forward to a week of comprehensive discussion, a week of exchanging, a week of networking, a week of education, where this theme will be brought to life, where it won't be just talk back and forth, a lot of dead air, but where we as the Caribbean Public Service Association leaders, we bring and put this theme to action. I would have been one of the persons who was chastised about my time in speaking. So therefore, I say to you, welcome and thank you to the host country, Grenada, for having Barbados here this year. Good evening, brothers and sisters. Please enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Agard. Great representation there, 40. That takes me back to the old days when Barbados come, when Maloney and them was president, and they came with a delegation and you wanted to know if they hire a private jet. So I see we returning to the glory days. I now call on the Public Service Union of Belize, the inimitable Brother Dean Flowers.
Good evening, everybody. I don't have a large delegation like Sister Kim, but what I have is new friends who had me eat pea and turkey last night, the soup. And I'm looking forward to that oil down boy, Brother Grimes. Yeah, so comrades, greetings from the Public Service Union of Belize. I am here with one strong brother, Brother Shane, if he can identify himself. Yes. We can have a conversation about Brother Shane. I've been hearing a lot about him. Yeah, so Madam President, Sister Daisy Hazard, President of the CPSA, Sister Tiffany Powell, Madam General Secretary, distinguished guests, presidents and members of the Grenada Public Workers Union. On behalf of the Public Service Union of Belize and our entire membership, I bring warm fraternal greetings from our jewel to you, our comrades in Grenada, and to all affiliates across the region. Let me thank the government and people of Grenada for your hospitality and the Grenada Public Workers Union for hosting the 54th Annual Conference. We are grateful for your hard work in bringing us together. Sisters and brothers, our team, One Voice, Organizing and Transitioning for the Future, speaks directly to where we stand. One voice in solidarity, organizing at every level, and transitioning to meet the challenges ahead. This conference is about our exchange of experiences and our renewal of purpose. Let us leave with new strategies, stronger alliances, and the fire to keep fighting for every public sector worker. May God bless the CPSA, may God bless the Public Service Union of Belize, and may God bless the Grenada Public Workers Union and all affiliates across the Caribbean family. Thank you. Solidarity.
Thank you, Brother Flowers. You have a nice name, huh? Flowers. I now call on the Bermuda Public Services Union Sister Nadine B. Henry will give some brief remarks.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. Unfortunately, I missed a memo on 3 minutes, so I may be about 3.5. But certainly, we say thank you to the Grenada Public Service Union for having us. I am here with a contingent of maybe a fraction, Kim, of yours, but we're strong. Yes? So with protocol having been established, to the members of the Caribbean Public Service Association Executive, my fellow presidents, general secretaries, conference delegates, brothers and sisters, again, good evening. Bringing warm greetings from beautiful island of Bermuda, where every guy and girl are friendly, the sands are pink, the rum swizzle comes with one simple warning: you swizzle in and you swagger out. We stay drunk. If you have visited Bermuda, you know this. For those whom I have not yet had the pleasure of meeting, again, I am Nadine Henry, the president of the Bermuda Public Services Union, and it's truly a pleasure to stand among this distinguished gathering of Caribbean trade union leaders. As we gather under the theme of one voice, organizing and transitioning for the future, I believe we must first remind ourselves of why the Caribbean Public Service Association exists. Our founders recognized that the challenges facing public service workers could never be solved by individual unions acting alone. They established CPSA so that our voices would become one regional voice, our knowledge would be shared, our leaders would be strengthened, and our workers would know they were never standing alone. Comrades, those founding principles remain just as relevant today. However, respectfully, what we cannot do is continue with much of the same and expect different results. If CPSA is to take the rightful place as a leading regional voice for public service workers, then our greatest work must happen between conferences, not only during them. Across our region, our members are facing pension reforms, recruitment and retention challenges, technological change, and increasing demands on public services. While our islands may be separated by water, our challenges are remarkably similar. When one affiliate finds a solution, we should all learn from it. When one affiliate faces adversity, we should all stand beside it. That is what one voice truly means. It also means taking responsibility within our own organizations. This year, Bermuda was once again honored to coordinate the compilation of the annual CPSA magazine. One of my proud moments was working alongside to pass the responsibility on to the newest editor, Sister Lauren Bell, who accepted the charge and contributed to the work with dedication and professionalism. That was more than delegation. It was leadership in development. It was continuity in action. Last week, Bermuda proudly passed over the finished product to Sister, my president as well, Sister Michelle Castle, and the Montserrat delegation. Sincere appreciation goes to them and their community partners who supported the printing and delivery of the magazine to Grenada. Together, Bermuda and Montserrat, we demonstrated exactly how CPSA should work. One affiliate begins the work, another carries it forward. Together, we deliver something greater than either of us could achieve alone. Comrades, that spirit of continuity must become our culture. It should also be reflected in how we prepare our delegations. Preparation begins long before we board the aircraft. As presidents and leaders, we have a responsibility to ensure our delegates attend the informational sessions, review reports, understand the matters before conference, and arrive prepared to contribute. Better prepared delegates lead to stronger discussions, stronger decisions, and a stronger CPSA. The future of this association will not be shaped by speeches alone. It will be shaped by preparation, by collaboration, by accountability, by leadership development, and above all, by our willingness to move together. Today, the Bermuda Public Services Union proudly renews its commitment to the Caribbean Public Services Association. We pledge to collaborate, to share, to learn, and to help build an organization in which every affiliate matters, every voice is heard, and no one is left behind. Let this conference be remembered not simply for the conversations we have this week, but for the commitments we honor when we return home. Thank you, comrades. May God continue to watch over and bless the work of the Caribbean Public Service Association as together we organize, transition, strengthen our movement. From the Bermuda Public Services Union, we simply say to you all, onward and upward together.
Thank you very much, Sister Henry. I must say everything she stated in her speech is correct. CPSA 2024 was a dream, wonderful hospitality, and I was fascinated by the fact that it did not start to get dark until 9 o'clock. In Grenada, about after 5, it starts to get dark. Yeah, so it was a wonderful place. Thank you for that, Sister Henry. I now call on Dominica Public Service Union, Brother Steve Joseph. Give him some love.
Thank you, Chair. I stand in the protocol already established. Sisters and brothers, I bring you warm greetings from Nature Isle, Dominica, and in particular the members of the Dominica Public Service Union represented by our delegation of not 40 Kim, but 4. We're joined by our former General Secretary, Brother Thomas Later, General Secretary of CPSA, but General Secretary of the DPSU. Brother Later, recognize you. Sister Laidlow at the back, and Brother Travis and myself. Happy to be here with the Grenada Public Workers Union and our sisters and brothers from across the region. Sisters and brothers, the world as we know it isn't changing, it has changed. And as we confront and claw our way through the challenges brought on by rising inequality, attacks on human and labor rights, and as we push harder for decent work for all our people, this theme could not be more timely. Amidst all the uncertainty, we look to the future with hope, though, and with a resolve that is unflinching. But each of us must play our part in building the future for workers, yes, reaffirming the principles of solidarity, representation, and working together, but infusing in this mix effective organizing, reaffirming our commitment to education and training and social dialogue. We must plug into the organizing for power movement that is now becoming global, to sharpen our skills, to bring members back into the fold, but to empower them with the skills to win. Our one voice as CPSA must be clear on policy, on substance, and grounded in facts and best practice. That voice must be passionate, yet relevant. We need a stronger voice on advancing decent work for all our people. We need a stronger voice in eliminating discrimination, harassment, and violence at work. We need that bold and unapologetic voice on fighting global inequalities, defending human rights, advancing true, genuine inclusion within governance structures within our unions as well as within our workplace. We need one voice on Cuba, on Haiti, and dare I say, we need solidarity with the Venezuelan people at this difficult time, particularly after being impacted by this terrible earthquake, double, actually. So sisters and brothers, we need greater efforts towards winning for people in the Caribbean and workers. Tripartism must work for us. Collective bargaining must work for us. And so, as we celebrate this week, we get down to the work tomorrow morning. And we say thank you to the Grenada Public Workers Union, Sister Daisy, take a bow, you and your team, for doing a fantastic job. Solidarity, sisters and brothers, solidarity. I thank you.
Thank you, Brother Steve. To be honest, this is one of the gentlemen I issued a warning for, the 3 minutes. Such is the length and breadth of this gentleman. Very deep. Thank you for your profound message. I now call on none other than the Grenada Public Workers Union, and representing the GPWU will be Sister Nikisha Saint-Bernard, giving some brief remarks.
Good evening. I stand on the protocol already established. However, I would like to say good evening to the Senator Honorable Colette Joseph, Minister for Labor, our Honorable Ministers of Government, President of the Caribbean Public Services Association, President and Executive of the Grenada Public Workers Union, leaders of our sister unions from across the Caribbean, representatives of regional labor organizations, our permanent secretaries, distinguished delegates, invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening once again. On behalf of the Grenada Public Workers Union, it is both an honor and a privilege to welcome you to our lovely Spice Isle, Grenada, for the 54th Caribbean Public Services Association Conference. To all our brothers and sisters from across the Caribbean, welcome to the Spice Isle. May your time here be filled not only with productive discussions, but also with the warmth, friendship, and hospitality for which Grenada is known. Our team, One Voice, Organizing and Transitioning for the Future, is more than a conference team. It is a call to action. It reminds us that while our islands may be separated by the Caribbean Sea, our hopes, our challenges, and our commitment to workers unite us. As we navigate rapid technological change, economic uncertainty, climate challenges, and evolving workplaces, we must remain steadfast in our commitment to protect the dignity and rights of every public worker. Across our region, public workers are the quiet strength behind our nations. They educate our children, they care for our sick, protect our communities, maintain our infrastructure, administer justice, and deliver the essential services that keep our countries moving forward. When disaster strikes, they are among the first to respond. When our citizens need hope, they are often the steady hands that serve with professionalism, compassion, and dedication. Too often, their sacrifices go unnoticed, yet their contribution is immeasurable. They deserve not only our gratitude, but also our respect, our protection, and our unwavering commitment to ensuring decent work, safe workplaces, and opportunities to grow and thrive. As trade unionists, we know that the rights we enjoy today were not freely given. They were earned through courage, sacrifice, and solidarity. They were secured by men and women who understood that when workers stand together, they become a powerful force for justice and positive change. As we prepare for the future, let us embrace innovation without losing our humanity. Technology may transform how we work, but it must never diminish the value of the worker. Progress must always be measured not only by economic growth, but by the dignity, well-being, and security of the people we serve. There is an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, let us go together. Those words capture the very spirit of this conference that we are going to have from tomorrow. No one union, no one island, and no one nation can overcome today's challenges alone. But together, as one Caribbean, and we are a family, we possess the wisdom, resilience, and determination to shape a future that leaves no worker behind. So let history record that when Caribbean workers faced uncertainty, we did not retreat. We organized. We did not allow our voices to be divided. We spoke as one. We chose hope over fear, unity over division, and action over complacency. For when one worker rises, the Caribbean rises. When one nation advances, the region advances. And when we stand together with one voice, there is no challenge too great, no obstacle too high, and no future beyond our reach. Before I close, allow me to leave you with this thought. The strength of a union is not measured by the volume of its voice, but by the unity of its members, the courage of its leadership, and the hope it gives to every worker it represents. May that be our commitment as we leave this conference, to strengthen our unity, lead with courage, and inspire hope in every worker we represent. Let us continue to speak with one voice, organize with purpose, and transition confidently toward a future that is fair, inclusive, and filled with opportunity for all. On behalf of the Grenada Public Workers Union, I wish you all a successful, productive, and inspiring conference. May God bless the Caribbean Public Services Association. May God bless the Grenada Public Workers Union. May God bless every worker throughout our Caribbean. And may God continue to bless Grenada and our beautiful Caribbean. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Sister Saint Bernard. Apart from being the second Vice President of the Grenada Public Workers Union, Sister Saint Bernard is also the President of the Grenada Nurses Association, Inc., right? So she is what you would call a consummate servant leader. I now call on the Guyana Local Government Officers Union, represented by Sister Kimberly Porter, to give some brief remarks.
Brother Chair, please allow me to adopt all protocol that already established. First, I must say good afternoon to all my brothers and sisters here. I want to thank Grenada, President Daisy Azard and her team for hosting the CPSA 54th conference here. We are very grateful being here. I'm here with a delegation of 6. I would like to recognize my delegation. Could you stand, please? Brothers and sisters, I bring you greetings from Guyana, land of many water, the fruit basket of the Caribbean. Guyana is known for its oil and minerals. On behalf of the executive and the membership of the Guyana Local Government Officers Union and former President, Brother Dale Besford, we bring you fraternal greetings and unwavering solidarity to the delegates, leaders, and affiliates of the Caribbean Public Service Association, CPSA, gathered here in Grenada, land of ice spice. Under the theme, One Voice, Organizing and Transitioning for the Future. This theme is both timely and relevant as workers throughout the Caribbean continue to confront unprecedented challenges arising from shifting geopolitical realities, economic uncertainties, technical transformation, climate change, and evolving labor market across our region. Public service workers remain at the forefront of national development, yet many continue to face wage stagnation, precarious employment, rising in cost of living, and persistent attack on trade union rights. Persistent attack on trade union rights. Today, more than ever, the Caribbean labor movement must stand united in defense of workers' rights, social justice, democracy, and human dignity. Our collective strength lies in our ability to organize, educate, mobilize, and advocate for policies that place people before profits and workers at the center of sustainable development. The GLGOU proudly welcomes the landmark advisory opinions of the International Court of Justice, affirming that the right to strike is intrinsically linked to the freedom of association, freedom of association and fundamental rights protected under the International Labor Standard. The historic development strengthens the global labor movement and reinforces the principle enshrined in the international labor law, including the protection of workers' voices and their rights to collectively defend their interests. We remain deeply concerned by the continued violation of human rights, labor rights, collective bargaining rights, and trade union freedom in various parts of our region and the wider world. We call upon government, employers, and institutions to respect the rule of law, uphold international labor convention, and engage workers and their representatives in genuine social dialogue. As trade unionists, we must continue building strong, more resilient organizations capable of meeting the challenges of the workers, advance gender equality, embrace innovation, and strengthen regional solidarity to protect the gain achieved through the decades of struggle and sacrifice. The Guyana Local Government Officers Union reaffirms its commitment to working alongside the CPSA and all its affiliates in pursuit of decent work, fair wages, safe workplace, social justice, and sustainable development for all Caribbean workers. Long live the Caribbean Public Service Association. Long live the trade union movement. Long live the working people. Solidarity forever.
Thank you, Sister Porter. Give her a next round of applause. So I now invite affiliate Jamaica Civil Service Association and none other than Tisha Clark Griffiths will give the remarks, the first female president of that organization.
Thank you, Brother Chair. Good evening, everyone. Government officials, President of the Caribbean Public Services Association, President of the Grenada Public Service Union, Presidents of the region, distinguished delegates, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening again. At the onset, I would like to acknowledge the great pride of the Jamaican people and the contribution to the Caribbean Public Services Association. And at this time, I invite my General Secretary to stand. In Jamaica, there's a saying that we little, but we tallow. She's little, she's tallow, and she's also General Secretary for the Jamaica Civil Service Association and General Secretary for CPSA. Please give her a round of applause. Thank you. I also want to recognize our Assistant General Secretary, Sister Latoya Spence, and she's also the Honorary Treasurer for the CPSA. And I'm proud to say that because this year is the first that Jamaica is hosting CPSA, and I'm proud of the progress that they have made, so I'm recognizing them. On behalf of the Civil Service Association, we are 30,000 strong, and the 12 members from Jamaica that I'm going to ask to stand. No, Sister Kim, I could not go 40, but I'm 12. In addition, I also want to add Sisters Latoya and Tiffany to the 12, so that makes it 14. I'm trying to get to the numbers. As trade union leaders, we must ensure that workers are equipped for the future, protected during times of change, and empowered to thrive in a modern public service. Together, our collective voice can shape policies that strengthen public institutions and improve the lives of the people we serve. I was told to be brief, so I'm going to close. But before I close, allow me to thank the persons who would have contributed to Jamaica when we experienced Hurricane Melissa. And Grenada Public Services Union did support, and I want to publicly thank you. I also want to thank CPSA and the other trade union leaders and trade unions that had come to our rescue and provided support. The people of Jamaica and the workers of the Civil Service Association appreciates you. That's what solidarity means. I wish this conference all the success. May our discussions strengthen our partnership and inspire us to move forward together with one voice as we organize and transition for the future. Thank you, good evening, and may God bless Jamaica, Grenada, CPSA, all our Caribbean family, and the unions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sister Griffiths. And we do know about the Jamaican resilient spirit. Through sports, surviving hurricanes, whatever it is, you are indeed a proud people. I now call on the Montserrat Civil Service Association, and to give brief remarks will be Sister Michelle Castle.
Good evening to my brothers and sisters. Good evening. evening. Protocol duly established. On behalf of the Civil Service Association, I bring warm and fraternal greetings from the Emerald Isle of the Caribbean. And it is indeed a privilege and a pleasure to be here with you in pure Grenada, I understand it's called. And no, we do not have a delegation of 40. Our airport would never allow for us to have a delegation of 40, but I am included in a delegation of 4, and I'll ask them to stand wherever they are. Our young worker representative, who also serves as my vice president, the women's committee chair, and our men's committee chair. Yes, so together, we are pleased to represent our association in Grenada this week. Allow me to express our sincere appreciation for the exceptionally warm welcome we received since our arrival in Grenada. Your hospitality has been outstanding, and I dare say that it has set the tone for what we are confident will be a productive and a memorable conference. Returning to Grenada brings back fond memories. The last time I was here, I attended as a young worker, and I recall that a group of us young workers made our way to a particular hotel room, interestingly occupied by a group of the Dominican Brethren. And there, under the guidance and tutelage of Sister Atasha and Brother Kev, we prepared and sampled the famous oil dung. Young workers being young workers, there was no shortage of the liquid courage. And needless to say, at the end of the night, we each literally left in extremely high spirits. It was a wonderful experience, and I thoroughly enjoyed it then, and I have every confidence that we will again be able to sample the oil down and enjoy it just as much this time around. But on a serious note, to President Daisy and your entire team, thank you for your tireless efforts and your gracious hospitality. We recognize that hosting a conference of this magnitude is no small undertaking. It requires months of planning, sacrifice, and most importantly, teamwork. And as the saying goes, where there's a will, there's a way. There will be challenges along the way, but Sister Daisy, we have already made our way here. And I have no doubt that together we will make this Grenada conference a truly positive and memorable experience for all the affiliates, all the delegates, everyone here. So as we engage in the discussions, we will strengthen our old friendships, we will build new friendships and partnerships, and we will continue to advance the interests of public service workers throughout the Caribbean region. And I wish us all every success over the coming days. May God continue to bless the Caribbean Public Services Association. May it bless our host, Grenada, and bless each and every one of you. Thank you and good evening.
What did I miss? Seems I missed some great stories. So we'll have a different a change in what we're doing, but I will bring on from St. Lucia Civil Service Association, Brother Nixon Barry. But before he comes on, I will just let you know what the change is. Our Honorable Prime Minister is here, so after St. Lucia speaks and gives brief remarks, the Prime Minister will come and sit, and I would invite you when he comes, show him some love and respect and stand, and he will give his remarks, and then we will continue the program as normal. We got that? All right, so Brother Barry, the floor is yours.
Protocol having been established, I would like to recognize the Honorable Claudette Joseph, Minister of Labor, President of CPSA and the General Secretary, Presidents of the various unions, permanent secretaries, other government officials, comrade brothers and sisters all, good evening. Good evening. Greetings, my comrade brothers and sisters. Greetings, CPSA. It is certainly great to be in the Isle of Spice, pure Grenada. Comrades, I bring you warm greetings from St. Lucia, the Helen of the West, and of course, the members, the executive, and staff of the St. Lucia Civil Service Association. My comrades, I'm here to tell you that the SLCSA is strong, tested, but resilient. This year, the SLCSA is celebrating 75 years as a trade union under the theme, honoring the past, empowering the future, building a stronger CSA. As such, we are moving forward with renewed hope and a vision of change, development, and solidarity. With me at this CPSA is a delegation of 4. Allow me to recognize Sister Yvonne Edwin, our Women's Chair and a former president. We also have Sister Jada Lancico, our Youth Chair. And a man who many of you are familiar with, Brother Cyprian Montrop, who is also a past president of the CSA. The past and the future is here. And of course, yours truly, president and a young worker. We look forward to a successful CPSA conference as we grow stronger and more united. Organizing and transitioning for the future is the essence that keeps us alive as a trade union movement. Preparedness and continuity. The SLCSA remains committed to advancing workers' rights and the trade union movement in the region. Special thanks to the President and the members of the Grenada Public Workers Union for hosting us and your kind hospitality. Long live CPSA. Long live the trade union movement. Long live.
Thank you very much, Brother Barry. Many of you may recognize Brother Nixon Barry. He is representing the St. Lucia Civil Service Association, but I would call him a countryman. So he has gone to new territories and conquered. Thank you for your remarks, Brother Nixon. So as I stated before, we have a bit of a change in the program. So we now go to the pan soloist and Dr. Jonathan Ramirez. All right, he's close? Right. So I'm hearing that the Prime Minister is very close. So we have to prepare for his entrance. Good. So is the game finished? Who won, Spain or Argentina? Still 1-0? Okay. For the Argentina fans, you have a lot in Grenada, accept my sympathy. Yeah, congratulations to the Spanish fans. Yes? Welcome, Honorable Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell. So you may be seated. Are you ready to hear some lovely pan? All right. Sister Williams, is Dr. Ramirez ready to lull us? All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Ramirez. Let me tell you, the last time I heard good pan, I mean really, really good pan, that was good pan, was in Trinidad, though. We had an exco. Brother Steve, you remember that? Brother Lambert set it up. First time I hear steel pan talk, you know. Some elders, wonderful. Good job, Dr. Ramirez. But as we remain agile and move along in the schedule, I would now call on Sister Wendy Chateau to introduce our Honorable Prime Minister.
Good evening, Prime Minister, distinguished delegates, brothers, sisters of the Caribbean Labor Movement, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce our featured speaker for this evening's opening ceremony. Before inviting him, however, allow me to share a brief biography of the Prime Minister of Grenada, the Honorable Dickon Mitchell. Born October 8, 1977, Dickon Mitchell is Grenada's 9th Prime Minister. A man of humble beginnings, he was born to working-class parents in Petite Esperance in St. David and raised with a fond appreciation for learning, which paved the way for a successful academic future. He received his formal primary and secondary school education at the St. David's Roman Catholic School and the Presentation Brothers College, respectively, before pursuing tertiary education at the T.A. Marichaud Community College. After college, it was not surprising that the young scholar entered the working world as a teacher, accepting a position at his alma mater, the Presentation Brothers College. This experience cemented his belief in the transformational power of education and fueled his desire to advocate for the educational advancement of all Grenadians. He understood, however, that to do more, he had to become more. And in 1996, he traveled to Barbados to continue his studies at the University of the West Indies, graduating with a Bachelor of Laws, LLB, in 2000. He then went on to complete the Hugh Wooding Law School's Legal Education Certificate, LEC, in 2002. Upon graduating, his commitment to serve Grenada brought him straight home, where he commenced practicing law at Grant, Joseph & Co. He immediately distinguished himself as a formidable lawyer, representing many individuals and business entities. His determination and drive propelled him through the ranks of the legal fraternity, and in 2005, he acquired Grant, Joseph & Co., a mere 3.5 years after beginning his career there. In 2016, he opened another law firm, Mitchell & Co. This venture was strongly influenced by his vision to create more employment for young and upcoming lawyers. His ambitions have always been tethered to his desire to give back, and he has never divorced himself from the community. His collective experiences as a teacher, mentor, lawyer, and youth advocate shaped his commitment to Grenada and motivated his decision to enter the political arena. On June 23, 2022, only 8 months into his political career, he led his party to victory. As Prime Minister, he's working with his cabinet of ministers to move Grenada forward, building the foundation for an equitable society that takes pride in its culture, heritage, and identity. Brothers and sisters of the Caribbean Labor Movement, distinguished guests, please join me in extending a warm CPSA welcome to Prime Minister of Grenada, the Honorable Dickon Mitchell, as he delivers the feature address.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please have your seats. Thank you. Thank you for the warm CPSA welcome, and thank you for having me with you this evening. I asked for the protocol list, which is extensive. I would recognize the Honorable Attorney General, perhaps more importantly, who is our Minister for Labor, distinguished permanent secretaries who are with us, Ms. Sparkle Grenade-Courtney, the Labor Commissioner, and other government officials, Ms. Daisy Hazard, both in her capacity as President of the Grenada Public Workers Union and of the CPSA, Senator Mr. Andre Lewis, President General of the Grenada Technical Workers Union, and also of the Grenada Trades Union Council, other presidents of Grenada's trade unions, CPSA heads of delegation, past presidents of the Grenada Public Workers Union, past executive secretaries of the Grenada Public Workers Union, Mr. Augustine David, President, Executive Secretary of the Grenada Public Workers Union, Board of Trustees, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good night, and thank you very much for having me here. If you're an Argentina football fan, I express my empathy with you on Lionel Messi not having been able to defend the trophy back-to-back. It hasn't been done in a long time, so perhaps it was a little unreasonable to expect him to do so again. So I, first of all, express my gratitude for giving me the opportunity to be given the task of being the featured speaker at this event, especially an event that seeks to celebrate and bring together Caribbean labor and trade unions that serve and represent public officers throughout the Caribbean. As was said in this very long introduction about me, for 2 years I taught at Presentation Brothers College, and during that 2-year period, the vocation of public service clearly told me it was a vocation. And perhaps as a result, I had nothing to do with the public service until 2022 when I volunteered, 2021, sorry, when I volunteered to get involved in politics and by extension, public service. And so 4 years in, part of my speech says that being a public officer, and in this case, the Prime Minister, is like being a referee in a football match. Nobody in the stadium thinks you're getting it right. They all think you're getting it wrong. And most importantly, everybody is prepared to tell you that you're getting it wrong. So I hope I'm not going to say to you that you're getting it wrong in the speech that I deliver. But I think if I perhaps choose not to be a little bit provocative, then I would be doing a dishonor to all of us. And so I start by, of course, welcoming, on behalf of the government and people of Grenada, all of you who are visiting for this conference. Your presence reflects more than solidarity among labor and trade unions who represent public workers, but it represents a shared commitment to strengthening public institutions, improving the lives of workers, and advancing the development of our Caribbean civilization. And so your theme of one voice, organizing and transitioning for the future, could not be more timely, more important, and I dare say more urgent. We are living in a moment like no other. History teaches us that every generation and every generation of workers will face defining moments. There was a time when the struggle was for the 8-hour workday. There was a time when the struggle was for safe working conditions. There was a time when the struggle was for collective bargaining, pensions, maternity leave, sick leave, equal opportunity, and fair wages. our predecessors fought those battles with courage. And because they did, millions of Caribbean workers enjoy rights today that previous generations could scarcely have thought of. But every generation has its own calling. I believe our generation's defining challenge is different to that of the generations of the past. Our challenge is preparing Caribbean workers for a world that is changing faster than at any other time in the world's history. Artificial intelligence, automation, digital government, climate change, rapid technological disruption, changing demographics, new citizen demands and expectations. These are not distant possibilities. They represent the reality of the world today. So the question is not whether change is coming. The change is here. The question this generation faces, however, is whether we will prepare our people to lead that change or whether change will simply happen to them. So I repeat, the challenge is whether we will prepare our people to lead that change or whether change will simply happen to them. So I wish to suggest a new role for Caribbean public service labor unions. For over the last century, your role has largely been seen as the defenders of workers' rights. You negotiated for fair wages, for protection and dignity in the workplace. You defended justice and fairness when it was under attack. You held and continue to hold governments accountable. And while that work remains indispensable, I am suggesting that it is no longer sufficient. The labor unions of tomorrow cannot simply continue to negotiate collective bargaining agreements. It must help build careers. It cannot simply defend the existing jobs. It must prepare workers for new jobs. And it cannot simply continue to respond to changes. It must help lead the changes. So I suggest that the legacy that this generation of Caribbean labor unions can leave is not simply stronger collective bargaining agreements, but most importantly, stronger, more capable workers. Workers equipped not just to survive the change that is here, but workers who can shape the change. So I suggest we shift our mindset from protecting jobs to protecting careers. Yes, traditionally, the objective has been to protect employment. But today and tomorrow's objectives must be broader. I suggest it must be to protect careers. Jobs will always change. Occupations will always evolve. Entire categories of work will disappear. New professions that do not yet exist will emerge. Our responsibility, therefore, is not to promise workers that nothing will change, because we know that is not true. Our responsibility is to ensure that our workers are not left behind, and that every public officer has the opportunity to learn, to adapt, to grow, and to remain valuable throughout his or her career. I have 7 suggestions for transitioning for the future. I usually tell myself I don't give long speeches, but I found in the last couple of days, whenever I enter this room, my speeches get a little longer. So forgive me if I'm a little long tonight. The first transition would be from representation to lifelong learning. We have to imagine a public servant 10, 15, 20 years from now. The most valuable public servant will not be one with the longest service. It will be the one who never stopped learning. And therefore, every union, every labor organization itself should become a learning organization. What is the benefit from being in a trade union? Imagine if all our members completed artificial intelligence and digital literacy training, cybersecurity awareness, data management, project management, importantly, customer service, leadership, emotional intelligence, and climate resilience, capacity, and knowledge building. What if the Caribbean Association of Labor Unions and Public Service Unions established its own Caribbean Learning Academy that guaranteed continuous professional development? Knowledge, brothers and sisters, is the most valuable form of job security. And it is actually the best protection against redundancy and irrelevance. Second, transition from fear of AI to leadership of AI. The fear of AI is perhaps the greatest anxiety facing workers, not just in the Caribbean, but worldwide. Some see it as an enemy, and that AI will replace, naturally, some of our tasks. But it will never replace human purpose. We should spend less time doing administrative tasks and more time solving problems, serving citizens, and exercising the discretion and judgment that we need to improve human life. So we should not be negotiating against technology. We should be negotiating for responsible technology, for appropriate moral and ethical technology, and importantly, for workers' participation in the implementation of technology, for retraining, for redeployment, and for continuous reskilling. The greatest danger is not the technology itself, it is the resistance to natural change. Because history reveals that those who adapt and those who change are those who survive and thrive. And if we are to be successful, we too must appreciate that resisting change, resisting technology, rather than shaping, implementing, and benefiting from the technology, puts us at a disadvantage. The third transition, from complaints to innovation. It is the public officers who understands the daily grind of the job, who understands where the bottlenecks are, where the inefficiencies are. So it is the public officer who can best say how to improve the system, who can say how to harness the knowledge. So why don't we invite our members annually to submit ideas that improve government, that reduce bureaucracy rather than reinforce bureaucracy, that simplifies the services we provide, that improves the citizens' expectations and experience when dealing with us, that rewards creativity, that celebrates the innovation of our public officers, and importantly, that recognizes the excellence of our public officers. So we should ensure that our public officers are part of those creating, implementing, and innovating. Fourth, transitioning from seniority to leadership development. Simply hanging around and counting the years should not be the basis of merit. One of the greatest responsibilities of labor unions is succession planning. Many of our younger members want purpose. They want opportunity. They need mentorship. They need responsibility. If we fail to give them that, if we fail to expose them to the opportunities, if we fail to mentor them, we will lose them. So let us encourage youth leadership academies, mentorship programs, reverse mentoring. It is not always the old and the senior that can teach the young. And particularly with the rapid changes in technology, there is ample opportunities for the younger members to teach the senior members digital skills and other technological changes that are taking place. As a region, the opportunities for regional exchanges amongst our public officers should be pursued and institutionalized. Because the future of organized labor depends on regional organized leadership. Fifth, transitioning from traditional organizations, from pen and paper-based organizations, and in some instances from physical meetings to digital organizing. We live in a digital world. If we communicate only through the traditional means, we risk becoming invisible to the next generation. In fact, the very relevance of labor unions may be threatened. So we should embrace the digital space. We should encourage members to sign up on digital platforms, to have your meetings virtually, to encourage the use of technology in your decision-making, whether it's online voting or through mobile applications, to leverage the technology for webinars, digital legal advice, for the use of chatbots and other artificial-powered services, for the creation of social media communities. Because while the technology may change, we need to ensure that the principle of solidarity remains firmly grounded and rooted in what we do. Sixth, transitioning from national solutions to regional solutions. Our theme says we are one Caribbean family. So if one union develops an excellent AI policy, why keep it to yourself? Share it. Give it to other members. If one country develops an innovative model collective bargaining agreement, again, why keep it to yourself? Share it. If one affiliate develops outstanding leadership training, share it. Don't keep it to yourself. If you discover better practices for occupational health and safety, please also share it. There is no virtue in solving the same problem 16, 17, 18 times over. So it is not just small states and governments that struggle with repeating the same thing over and over. It is also institutions. And it's a perfect opportunity for our labor movements to, in fact, also demonstrate the regional reach of our membership by ensuring that we do not reinvent the wheel 16 and 15 times, but that we, in fact, develop best practices that we share amongst each other. So one voice will not just be for the conference, but it should be a philosophy that we live throughout the Caribbean labor movement. And seventh, finally, transitioning from merely being a stakeholder to being a strategic partner in the Caribbean civilization. The governments will never be able to modernize the public service alone, nor should they. The best public policy is developed through partnerships. So I encourage all of you here, as leaders of the Caribbean Public Service Association, to ensure, even if resisted, that you encourage public-government partnership in the transformation and the transitioning of the public service. You should insist on being at the table to help shape digital government, to help reform education, to help improve healthcare, to help better prepare us for disaster resilience, to help modernize all of our laws, many of which predate our independence, many of which are forged in racist ideology, in the cultural denigration of Caribbean culture, and in the history of black people. Help redesign and implement greater efficiencies in the delivery of public services centered around the citizen's experience. Do not simply react to a government policy. Suggest the policy. Help create it. Our Caribbean labor unions, particularly in the public service, needs to ensure that you are respected and not known merely for what you oppose, but crucially, for what you propose. So let us imagine a Caribbean public officer in 2030, in 2035, and in 2040. The use of artificial intelligence should be a comfortable tool that is used confidently and ethically. The public when asked to share their experience with public officers, should come away feeling empowered, that they were helped, that they were treated as human beings, that they were not dismissed, and that their customer service experience was excellent. Imagine a public officer that continuously learns new skills, that works collaboratively across the Caribbean region, one that is an innovator, a proposer of ideas, one that understands that the very survival of governments, and in fact sometimes our states, depends on our ability to anticipate, prepare for, and respond to natural disasters and other climatic events. A public officer that is prepared to say no problem is too complex or too difficult to tackle or embrace. But more importantly, officers who remain deeply committed to the value of public service to nation building. So preparing those officers begins at your conference. In Grenada, we are embarking on our own journey. Yes, we are investing in digital government, in strengthening institutional capacity, in seeking to modernize service delivery, in seeking to regularize officers, in implementing a new pension framework, in seeking to build a public officers and a public service that is more responsive, people-centered, and professional. We are not suggesting or pretending by any stretch of the imagination that we have all the answers. But we understand one fundamental truth. The strongest institutions are those that invest in their people. So while technology matters, while infrastructure matters, while policy matters, it is people that matter most. Ladies and gentlemen, the Caribbean has never lacked talent. It has never lacked resilience, and I think we live that every day. It has never lacked courage. But sometimes what we lack is confidence in our own ability to shape the future instead of always waiting for the future to shape us. I hope this conference begins to change this. In concluding, I want, when the historians look back, that we demonstrate to them that we understood the urgency of the moment we're living in, that we understood the historical nature of the moment that we're living in, and that we rose to that occasion in helping to shape the Caribbean's future for the next quarter century to come. Thank you very much, and I wish each and every one of you a successful conference.
All right, so give the Honorable Prime Minister a next round of applause. The Prime Minister did not disappoint, gave us a lot of food for thought in terms of collaboration and in terms of futuristic initiatives. Of course, CPSA is no stranger to that, being that we formed this body in 1970 and we have initiatives to grow stronger and more innovative. We have demonstrated also the desire to work in a collaborative manner. This conference, in fact, was between three institutions: the Government of Grenada, the Caribbean Public Service Association, and of course, the Grenada Public Workers Union. So we're well on our way. As the Master of Ceremonies today, I know you have noticed that I have demonstrated tremendous agility right? You have noticed that, right? Thank you very much, my brother. Collaboration at work. Yes. So at this point, I would like to invite none other than the president of the Caribbean Public Service Association, Sister Daisy Hazard, to give some remarks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that the protocol order has been changed up a bit because Prime Minister has to leave shortly. So please bear with us. Brother Grimes, protocol list, please. Brother Grimes, protocol list, please. Permit me to adopt protocol already established, and I wish to recognize, of course, the presence of Honorable Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, Attorney General and Minister for Labor, Senator the Honorable Claudette Joseph. We thank you for being here with us. And our senior members of the public service, our permanent secretaries, please take a bow, stand and take a bow. All of our senior members of government, don't be shy. Our trustees, all of our affiliate presidents and delegations who are here with us, all of our friends and members of the media. Senator Andre Lewis, President of the TUC, and our Labor Senator. As President of the CPSA and President of the Grenada Public Workers Union, it is both a privilege and honor to welcome our Caribbean family to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique as we gather under the theme, One Voice, Organizing and Transitioning for the Future. For 1 week, Pure Grenada, the Isle of Spice, home of the warmest, friendliest people in the world, will be home to perhaps one of the largest conferences that the CPSA has seen in some time. Your presence here in Grenada shows not just confidence in the PWU as host union and the CPSA, but your belief that Grenada as a destination will be a warm, safe, and friendly place for you, and that at this time of year, you can not only imbibe in Clark's Court and Oil Down, but maybe also you'll get to play jab-jab and enjoy a slice of our world-famous carnival. The 54th annual conference of the CPSA is spread out across the Grandens area, and we want to assure you that you'll be safe, you'll be loved, and you'll be taken care of in Grenada. Wherever you are, everything is 1 minute away, and whatever hour of the night and day it is, you will be safe in Grenada. Knock on any door, ask any question, stop any bus, any taxi, and you will be treated and greeted with warmly. This week, in addition to all of our conference workshops and the business of the CPSA, we will also have some events that we're inviting all of our members and all persons who are listening here in Grenada to participate in with us. On Monday night, we'll be at the Union Hall. Prime Minister, you're welcome to come to our auction night. We are looking for money. On Tuesday night, we'll be at Mel's Bar and Lounge in Woodlands. It's a lime night. Come join us. Come sing with us. On Wednesday night, in conjunction with the Grenada Tourism Authority, we will put on what is called Caribbean Culture Night. Every single affiliate grouping here will be performing and showcasing a part of their culture. And we also will be putting on for our guests and visitors a slice of Grenada's culture and carnival. We also want to make money because hosting conference is quite a lot. So come out and support. Prime Minister, you're welcome to come. Senator, we're looking to see you. It is especially fitting that we gather here in the historic landmark Grand Dance, home of the Grand Dance Declaration of 1989. The symbolism is powerful. Just as Caribbean leaders came together around a shared vision for regional development, so too the CPSA, as usual, continues to unite around a common vision for the future of Caribbean workers. For more than 5 decades, the CPSA has been a beacon of solidarity, regional cooperation, and social justice. As we deliberate over the coming days, let us renew our commitment to building stronger unions, stronger public services, and stronger Caribbean societies. Let us also remember that the future of our movement depends on our ability to engage and empower young workers whose innovation, energy, and leadership will shape the next chapter of our history. I want to ask all of the young workers who are present with us today from every single delegation to please stand and let us give them a round of applause. All of the young workers, future leaders, who have our lives in their hands. Thank you. Brother Nixon, we note you as a young worker and president. Our theme challenges us to organize differently, engage new generations of workers, embrace innovation, and ensure that no worker is left vulnerable, unrepresented in a rapidly changing world. Before I conclude, I want to extend heartfelt appreciation to all of our affiliates, sponsors, partners, organizing committees, volunteers, and supporters whose dedication and generosity have made this conference possible. I want to recognize Sister Nadine of the Bermuda Public Services and Sister Cassell. You have assisted the PWU in preparing this year's conference magazine. We thank you for that. I want to also recognize at this time all of our affiliate presidents. May you stand again and take a bow. All of our affiliate presidents. And our GenSec Sister Tiffany. I take this moment to recognize the executive and staff of the PWU, without whose hard work and burning of the candles at both ends, we would not be celebrating this opening ceremony of this conference here this week. Executive and staff, quickly stand and take a bow. Quickly, don't be shy. Thank you very much. I also congratulate our General Secretary, Sister Tiffany Powell-Williams, for your stewardship in this year and your leadership, and the incoming President, my friend, Sister Kimberly of the GLGOU Guyana. It's not an easy task. We will be supporting you. And we also want to recognize as well Brother Letang, the former immediate past General Secretary, whom we'll be hearing about later on. Brothers and sisters, this week is not simply in a conference. It is a celebration of Caribbean unity, workers' solidarity, and the enduring power of collective action. Together, we will move forward with one voice. Now, Prime Minister, you said some things here today, and your presence at our opening ceremony is not incidental or accidental, it's strategic. It is time that the CPSA has a seat at the level of policy, at the level of the heads of government, so that when CARICOM meets and when the OECS heads meet, the CPSA, just like the CCL, Comrade Lewis, should have a seat at the table. Prime Minister, that's the only way that trade unions in the Caribbean and public services unions across the Caribbean and within the CPSA can advise, can shape, can help to direct policy, not when we're protesting, not when we're negotiating and fighting, but when we can truly partner and sit at the table with you to shape those policies. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, I want to challenge you today And I want to charge you to lead us, the CPSA, in finding that seat and that place at the level of CARICOM and at the level of CPSA so that we can have a legitimate seat and a legitimate place at the table. The CPSA is I don't want to use the word older. We have been existing far longer than CARICOM and far longer than the OECS. We need a legitimate seat at the table to shape and guide policy, and so that we can be more of your partners and friends than adversaries. I want to thank you again, not just for quickly agreeing to sponsor the opening ceremony and to present the feature address, but also across government ministries, Foreign Affairs, Ministry for Youth, the GTA. We have found partnership with government and with government stakeholders to put on this conference here for the entire week. So I want to recognize at this moment the GIS. This is why we are broadcasting across the Caribbean region today, because the Government Information Service is here with us, and they will be assisting with our technical needs at some point in the conference as well. So again, brothers and sisters, as I conclude, together let us move forward with one voice, one vision, and one resolve, organizing and transitioning to the future. And I do want to thank you, presidents, for allowing us to break protocol, because it was necessary to have this conversation with our dearly beloved Deacon Mitchell, Honorable Prime Minister of Grenada. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Daisy, for those very profound and powerful words. The request for collaboration and strengthening of ties between organizations, I think we all share that particular mandate, objective, and aspiration. I did speak about the agility of the program. We are going good. Hold tight. We are trade unionists. We are regionalists. We get in there, right? So, next on the program, we will have a choral selection by the Grenada Public Workers Union Choir. We are one. When it's nice, you do it twice. So, give them a warm welcome, please.
That we don't understand.
We know as things don't always go the way we plan.
But you see every day that you'll
and I trust in my own heart, or am I just one part of some big plan?
Even those who are gone are with us as we go on. Your journey has only begun. Tears of pain, tears of joy, one thing nothing can destroy. Is your pride deep inside? We are one. Family, family, we are one. Family, family, we are one. We are one, you and I. We are like the earth and sky. One family under the sun. All the wisdom to lead, all the courage that you need, you will find when you see we are one. Family, family, 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 we
Okay. So speaking about transitioning, I remember the PW choir was more of a pastime. Now it is a professional organization. Well, you must admit that. All right? At this time, our Honorable Prime Minister would take his exit after a very thought-provoking speech. All right? So, give him some love. Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful. Excellent. So, we pivot back to our regular programming, and the CPSA affiliate president, you didn't think we would bring you all the way to Grenada and you wouldn't be able to say a few words, huh? Can't believe that. So, next up, we have the Windward Islands Civil Service Private Sector Union. Sister Sharon Kanjita will say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. Mr. Moderator, protocol already established and adopted. Allow me to recognize the government representatives in the building, and we welcome you to CPSA. Following that, I would like to recognize the team of St. Martin. We're not 40, Kim, but we took one of your fours. We're a team of 4. I would like to ask my General Secretary, Ms. Jaira Leocham, to stand, please. The Treasurer, Mr. Francisco Mariana. The Men's Committee Chair, Mr. Eric Chase. Thank you very much. And that is our delegation from St. Martin. And also we bring you greetings from our membership of St. Martin. And of course, we come from the friendly island where we live is where you vacation. Sea, sand, and sun. Firstly, let me to recognize the president of CPSA and of the Grenada Public Service Union, as well as the Secretariat of the CPSA for their outstanding work in hosting and planning the 54th Conference of the Caribbean Public Service Association. And it is under the timely and inspiring theme, One Voice, Organizing and Transitioning for the Future. We saw here today that we are already transitioning for the future. We've made a lot of changes in the CPSA opening ceremony, so we've recognized that change is inevitable. This theme is more than the title of this conference. It is our call to action. One Voice reminds us, I'm not that young anymore, I gotta put on the other eyes, that while we come from different islands, we are one Caribbean labor family. Our unity remains our greatest strength and the foundation upon which we will build the future of our movement. Transition is more than change. It is the deliberate process of moving from where we are today to where we need to be tomorrow. It requires vision, courage, and leadership. For trade unions, transitioning means embracing new ways of organizing, preparing the next generation of leaders, harnessing technology responsibly, and ensuring that progress never comes at the expense of workers' rights, dignity, or social justice. Only weeks ago, at the 114th International Labor Conference held in Geneva, Switzerland, the adoption of ILO Convention number 193, as presented by our Minister of Labor of Barbados, it represents decent work in the platform economy, which reminds us that the labor movement continues to evolve to meet new realities. It demonstrates that as the world of work changes, our commitment to protecting workers' rights must evolve with it, ensuring that no worker is left behind in this new era. As we gather over the coming days, let us leave Grenada with more than resolutions. Let us leave with a shared commitment to embrace transition, strengthen our unity, and ensure that together, with one voice, we build a stronger Caribbean labor movement for generations to come. On behalf of the Windward Islands Civil Servants Union, Private Sector Union, WICSU PSU, I wish us all a fruitful deliberation and a successful conference in solidarity.
Thank you very much, Sister Kanjita. We now call on St. Vincent and the Grenadines Public Service Union, Sister Gwyneth Baptiste Stordat.
Greetings and salutations. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of government, President of CPSA and the General Secretary, fellow presidents, distinguished delegates, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, greetings from the home of the blessed, the gem of the Antilles, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Just allow me to begin by sharing a verse of scripture. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Psalms 118:24. We are truly grateful to be here, and we thank God for granting us safe travels and the opportunity to gather once again as one Caribbean family. I bring warm greetings on behalf of the President of the Public Service Union of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who is unable to be with us at this conference. He extends his sincere apologies for his absence and sends his best wishes for a productive and successful conference. Accompanying me at this conference are a delegation of 11 members, 2 male and 9 females. Please stand, my people. We are honored to represent our union and our country. And we also bring greetings from the entire body of the PSU of SVG. Before I continue, I would also like to express our heartfelt appreciation to the Public Workers Union of Grenada for the warm welcome and excellent hospitality extended to us since our arrival. Your kindness, generosity, and careful planning have made us feel at home, and we thank you for being such gracious hosts. Colleagues, by now, the Caribbean Public Service Association is aware that there has been a change of government in the St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This change has opened new opportunities for dialogue between our union and the government. For several years, our union worked tirelessly and the outgoing administration to improve the lives of public officers, particularly those in the lower income bracket. We advocate for better wages, improved working conditions, and pension benefits for workers. Unfortunately, many of our concerns were not given the attention they deserve. And despite our best efforts, our appeals often fell on deaf ears. Today, when I look at our team, One Voice, Organizing and Transitioning for the Future, we had discussion with our Prime Minister, our Deputy Prime Minister, and our Labor Minister, and we are on par with this. We will be getting the One Voice in St. Vincent from the ministers to organize, and when we get this, we're going to stick to the team that you have here, and when we get this, as labor leaders, we have to work together. And once we get it good in St. Vincent, it is going to spill off to Grenada. It is going to spill off to Barbados. It is going to spill off. Just what the Prime Minister just said, we're going to work towards that. So we will extend it to the Caribbean Public Service Union, right? Now, colleagues, while we celebrate the progress that we make, and we also recognize that there is still much work for us to do, we remain committed to defending workers' rights, promoting fairness and equity, and working together with our Caribbean brothers and sisters to build stronger unions and better workplaces for everyone. In closing, let me once again thank the Public Workers Union of Grenada for your outstanding hospitality, and thank all delegates for your continued solidarity and commitment to the Caribbean labor movement. May our deliberations over the coming days be fruitful, our fellowship be strengthened, and may we continue to work together for the benefit of all workers throughout the region. Thank you very much, and may God continue to bless St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, and the entire Caribbean nation. Solidarity, my brothers.
Thank you, Sister Stoddard, for your acknowledgement of our quintessential Grenadian hospitality. I now call on the National Union of Government and Federated Workers, represented by Brother Christopher Street.
Well, you're looking real good, you know. A pleasant good night. So I'm Christopher Street. Street as in road with an E to the end. And I want my fellow colleagues of the CPSA to remember that. And Flower, I am not Mr. Road. But it is indeed a pleasure to be here. It is indeed a pleasure to be here. Let me first say that my contingent consists of 16 persons. Could you please stand and show who you are? And we are truly representing Trinidad and Tobago because we have members from both islands. What the rest? Oh, they're spread out. All right. Very well. Let me declare, because I always tell my sister, or having all protocols having been observed, I endorse that. I tell my sister Daisy that I only assemble in Trinidad. My both parents are from Grenada. So I only assemble down there. You know, and it is indeed a pleasure to be here. I know we will have a good time. I would have been elected in 2024 as the President General of the NUGFW. My first conference as the head of the delegation was in Dominica, and I really want to thank the folks in Dominica for the display that they would have made that would have, you know, encouraged us, that we said we must come to Grenada, you know, and we are looking forward to participate in this CPSA. We know we will have fun, and give the Prime Minister a message for me, please. That thought-provoking speech that he would have made, you know. So, comrades, we have a lot of challenges ahead of us as trade unionists. I always tell my folks, you have to be a special kind of human being to be a trade unionist, you know. You have to be a special kind of human being. You didn't just pop out. God made you in a special way that you could take on this task that we all know that we take on in order to better the lives of our fellow men. That is what we do on a daily basis, you know, and we must continue, ask God for his guidance, ask him for his strength in order for us to carry out this function, this vocation that we have been called to represent the workers under our charge. And comrades, let me, in closing, say to you that this changing world that we are going to be experiencing in going forward. I know my colleagues would laugh at me when I start to talk about the technology, about the platform, right? The digital platform and so on. They will know why they are laughing. But it's a reality that will come to us, and we, as trade unionists, have to deal with it. Before COVID, how many of us knew that we could have worked from home? But you know what is happening? Post-COVID, the work from home and working on the digital platform has increased. How do you tell a worker who is working from home that he can't get vacation? How do you tell a worker who is working from home, you're not entitled to no sick leave, you know? What sick leave you're talking about? Your home. Comrades, these are realities that will confront us in the future if they have not begun to confront us as yet. Vacation and your home. So we have to prepare ourselves, comrades, for these new challenges and come up with strategy as to how we are going to treat with it. You know, it is here, and therefore we must be able to conduct and make sure that we prepare ourselves and equip ourselves to deal with those challenges that will be coming our way. I know, based on our history, we have faced, and indeed, we would have conquered a number of challenges that would have come our way, and we will continue to do so. So, long live the trade union movement, long live the CPSA, and we, as we say in Trinidad and Tobago, forward ever, backward never. Thank you, comrades.
That man is a trade unionist. You see the extemporaneous speech. Thank you, Brother Street, for speaking about the evolution of work and the challenges our future and current trade unionists have. Now we move to the Turks and Caicos Island Civil Service Association, and Brother DeMarco Williams will bring brief remarks.
All right. Allow me to accept protocol that has been established. I would like to thank the Honorable Prime Minister and all my colleagues that went before for saying everything that I wanted to say. So therefore, I'm left with nothing much to say, and we need to move the show along. So, in keeping with that, I would like to say to Sister Daisy, I don't know how you do it, because Turks and Caicos Islands hosted Exco in March, and that was just for about 20 persons, and I thought I was losing my mind. So to have all of this and to deal with this for a whole week, kudos to you and everybody else that does it. Give yourselves a round of applause. But I want to encourage us to not just come here and meet, but learn something from each other. There's a lot of us around. I'm sure there's something we can learn from everyone. So take the time, learn from something from someone, take it home with you. Evoke that thought process within your respective unions, and let's try to make a real difference, not just talk, all right? Thank you.
Thank you, Brother DeMarco Williams. Certainly, you live and embody what you speak to, because you have made tremendous changes in Turks and Caicos. We know this. We move forward, and I would now like to call on Sister Tiffany Powell Williams, the General Secretary of the Caribbean Public Service Association, to give some remarks. Give her a warm round of applause.
I guess, unlike Brother Grimes, I have to make my adjustments, right? The Honorable Decon Mitchell, Prime Minister of Grenada, Senator the Honorable Claudette Joseph, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs and Consumer Affairs, Sister Daisy Hazard, President of the Grenada Public Workers Union and our host affiliate, permanent secretaries, other government officials, presidents of the CPSA, and specially invited guests, of course, brothers and sisters, good evening. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to extend warm greetings to you at this 54th opening ceremony of the Caribbean Public Services Association. We are indeed elated and happy to be gathered here in the beautiful Spice Island of Grenada. And I wish to express our sincere appreciation to the government and the people of Grenada, particularly to our host affiliate, the Grenada Public Workers Union, under the leadership of Sister Daisy Hazard, for the warmth and hospitality extended to the wider CPSA family. Our theme, One Mission, One Voice, organizing and transitioning for the future, speaks to the moment in which we find ourselves. You would agree with me, the world is changing. Technology is changing. Our economies are changing, and the expectations that has been placed upon workers and public services continue to change. The question for us, therefore, is not simply whether change will come. The question is, will workers have a voice in shaping the change? For CPSA, the answer must be yes. Organizing for the future must mean more than increasing our membership. It must mean that we organize around issues that are shaping the lives of not just workers, but communities today, tomorrow, and indeed for the future. It means reaching the workers that we have not yet reached. It means engaging young workers and ensuring that they see themselves not simply as members of our unions, but as future leaders of our movement. It means creating meaningful space for women to lead, and it means ensuring that our trade unions are organized before change happens, present while change is taking place, and strong enough to represent workers through the change. Across the CPSA family, we can already see why this matters. For example, in Belize, the proposed transformation involving the Tax Services Department and the Semi-Autonomous Revenue Authority, SARA, raises questions about consultation, transparency, job security, and the protection of workers' rights during public sector transformation. Modernization, brothers and sisters, may be necessary. Institutional reform may be necessary. But we must be clear, we cannot modernize public services by marginalizing public servants. Workers and their unions must have a meaningful place at the table. In Jamaica, the home of the CPSA Secretariat, public sector workers continue to navigate the effects of the compensation restructuring exercise, the ongoing wage negotiations, public sector transformation, and increasing expectation for service delivery. Our experience reminds us that transformation cannot be measured only by new systems and structures. It must also be measured by whether workers feel heard, fairly compensated, and respected. In Guyana, significant economic transformation creates tremendous opportunities. But it also challenges us to ask how national prosperity can translate into decent work, fair wages, stronger public services, and better quality of life for workers and their families. In St. Martin, the long-standing concerns of firefighters remind us of the importance of persistence, representation, and organized labor. Those whom we call upon in our moments of greatest danger must themselves be treated with fairness and dignity. And in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the experience arising from the COVID-19 vaccine policy reminds us that the importance of meaningful consultation, social dialogue, and trust, particularly during moments of national crisis. These situations may seem different across borders, but we all have a common thread, and that is workers' voice. So this is where CPSA must continue to demonstrate its values. We must be a movement that shares knowledge, a movement that continues to support affiliates when they're under pressure, a movement that speaks collectively when workers' rights are threatened, a movement that strengthens the capacity of our leaders and shop stewards, a movement that prepares the next generation to lead, and a movement that ensures that no affiliate feels that it must face its struggles alone. Sisters and brothers, as we begin the 54th annual conference, I encourage us all to use this opportunity not only to renew friendships and to build new ones, but to strengthen our collective purpose. Let us ask ourselves, what can we do together that we cannot do alone? How can we organize more effectively? How can we better support one another? How can we ensure that young workers see trade unionism not simply as part of the past, but as essential to their future? And when one of our affiliates calls for solidarity, how will we respond? Because the real trade unionism is not defined by how loudly we speak when we are together. It is defined by how firmly we stand for one another when we return home. The future of work is already being shaped. Our responsibility is to ensure that workers are not spectators to that future. Let us speak with one voice when our common interests demand it. Let us organize for the workers of today and tomorrow. On behalf of the Secretariat of the Caribbean Public Services Association, I extend best wishes to all delegates, brothers and sisters, for a productive, engaging, and successful 54th Annual Conference. May our deliberations strengthen our unions. May our partnerships deepen, and may we leave Grenada more united, more organized, more action-oriented, supporting, building, as the theme says, organizing and transitioning for the future. One mission, one voice. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Tiffany, for your strong, poetic, and truthful words. I now ask Brother Steve Joseph to come to the podium to say some remarks on behalf of Sister Sandra Messiah, Sub-Regional Secretary, Public Service International. Brother Joseph.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening again, sisters and brothers. I've been asked to present some remarks on behalf of our Sub-Regional Secretary, Sister Sandra Messiah, at this, our 55th Conference of the Caribbean Public Services Association. And she says, "Dear delegates, observers, to this 54th Annual Conference of the Caribbean Public Services Association, I send you special greetings this evening. Sisters and brothers, colleagues, and friends of organized labor, it is important that you are together in solidarity with the women and men who deliver the valuable public services on which we all depend and rely. On behalf of Public Service International's General Secretary, Daniel Bertosa, and the President, Brita Lejong, and the organizations of 30 million members, I extend heartiest congratulations and solidarity greetings as you gather to celebrate, and even more important, to organize and fight to win for public services and for the people of the Caribbean. Many, if not most of you, will know and perhaps expect that I will focus on the organizing aspect of your theme. Earlier this year, in a message to the Bermuda PSU, I reminded delegates, the members, that they are the heralds of change, the messengers of hope. It applies to you present in Grenada as well. You and your colleagues are the union. You matter. You must step up. It is your collective power that will make the positive difference in the lives of your families, friends, and other members of the population. To gain the trust and support of those whose lives may be affected, smart unions work diligently to erase the lines separating the workplace from society. And that's from Jane McKinley. Sisters, brothers, colleagues, in this fight for decent work, just societies, and happiness, you will need to place more emphasis on organizing. You must do so as if your life depends on it. Yes, lives depend on it. You have declared one voice. From our perspective at PSI, that means that you must have a clear organizing agenda. Earlier this month, tripartite partners agreed on and adopted a 5-year decent work country program for Grenada. The Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Guyana, and Haiti also have adopted a decent work country program. These recognize that at the base of the problems being experienced is the rise of inequalities in all our societies. These inequalities stem from unequal access to public services, cuts to investment in higher education, healthcare, transport, energy, and social housing. Care, widen and deepen the inequalities. When one adds the varied and devastating impact from the climate crisis, Caribbean workers and their families in many ways often feel that they are spinning top in mud. Austerity measures make matters so much worse, and public services workers know it firsthand. Creating decent jobs, guaranteeing rights, expanding social protection, and promoting social dialogue are elements that help to advance social justice. Quality public services, equally accessible to all, are the key. Indeed, the future is public. Public service unions in the Caribbean have that all-important role to play in building sustainable and just societies. You can only effectively do it by organizing to win. By organizing to win big. And there are no shortcuts. Sisters and brothers, colleagues, I wish you a successful, productive, inspiring annual conference in Grenada. And perhaps there is no better place to spice up your deliberations, plans, and ultimately the actions that you will take. In solidarity, Amandla, the response is Owetu, which means power to the people. Thank you very much. That's from Sister Sandra.
Thank you, Brother Steve, for those remarks on behalf of Sister Sandra Messiah. We are coming close to the end of the program, but before we close, we must do something extremely important. On the program, we have a special recognition, a tribute to Brother Thomas Letang, somebody who I would deem or call a giant, a stalwart, a titan in the regional trade union movement. Those words are not light. So to pay tribute, I call on our General Secretary in the Caribbean Public Service Association, Sister Tiffany Powell Williams, to give a presentation to Brother Letang.
Brother Thomas Letang, my friend, one of my mentor, I will now invite our dear brother just to stand. So I will be sharing with you some thoughts. It's really a part of Brother Letang's bio, his work, his worth, his effort over the period of his stewardship. Thomas Letang, a visionary leader. He describes himself as a humble person and one who has been dedicated and committed towards contributing to making the life of all better. He has done so wearing many hats or caps. As a youth in his community, he founded different groups. Issues like illiteracy and recreation, inadequate village roads, youth unemployment, poor solid and liquid waste disposal, among others, were successfully addressed. We're doing fine. Were successfully addressed and action taken to have resolution. Brother Letang was a vibrant young person who at one point served as the vice president of the Dominican National Youth Council. Working as an environmental health officer in the environmental health unit, he contributed significantly towards the initiating of a number of programs within the department, which included a national certified food handling, formation of village health committees, and vector control programs. He founded the Dominican Environmental Health Association, the Caribbean Environmental Health Association, and the Caribbean Public Health Association. The latter, during its life, received financial support from the Caribbean Public Health Association. In 1994, after having served 2 terms as treasurer of the Dominica Public Service Union, previously known as the Dominica Civil Service Association, Brother Letang was elected as general secretary at a time when the union was going through some difficulties. He inherited an organization which was virtually bankrupt. The Dominica Association of Teachers registered a trade union, which resulted in the losing of about 800, or the loss of about 800 members. The coffers of the union were further dented because of the World Bank and IMF conditionality, which were imposed on Dominica, resulting in a further decline on membership. Brother Letang was determined to change things around. On his advice to the executive and under his supervision, the union embarked on a massive recruitment drive. This could not have been successful without the programs which would attract the members. Hence, the birth of a group medical insurance scholarship to members' children, membership cards which provided access to discounted prices at several business places, evening education classes, unions newsletter, community outreach programs, weekly radio programs, appointment of shop stewards, among others. Brother Lee Tang was very instrumental in the reinstatement of gratuity to non-established workers, and before that, to established workers when he served as treasurer. In 2002, having stood up against the might of the government in implementing IMF and the World Bank's austerity measures, Brother Lee Tang was selected by the Sun newspaper as its Person of the Year. That recognition was given by the Chronicle newspaper. 8 years later, for his role in advocating for the rights of workers and for speaking on issues which not only affected public officers, but all citizens in general. Since assuming the position of General Secretary for the Caribbean Public Services Association in 2006, Brother Lee Tang has contributed in making that organization one of the most active and vibrant regional institutions. The initiatives undertaken to improve the association included financial stability, eradicating financial instability. The organization's constitution has been amended with some major changes currently being made. Annual conferences are of a high standard with various workshops implemented, and executive meetings consist of both training and business sessions. Additionally, Brother Lee Tang initiated a history writing book on the CPSA, as well as a compilation of writings of other leaders. Several protocols were developed by Brother Lee Tang to include those on internal conflict resolution and support and solidarity. Under his stewardship, the CPSA successfully intervened in resolving some issues which existed among affiliates or between affiliates and their respective government. Brother Lee Tang also served as the first vice president of the Caribbean Congress of Labor. His membership on local boards added value to the Dominica Public Service Union, which include the Public Service Commission, the Dominica State College Board of Governors, Human Resource Committee of the Ministry of Education, member and chairperson of the National Accreditation Board, National HIV/AIDS Advisory Committee, Government Housing Loans Board, Industrial Relations Advisory Board, Electoral Reform Coalition. His profile also includes 3 terms as chairman of his village council, vice chairman of the National Local Government Authority. He worked assiduously for the establishment of a National Trade Union Congress, which is not far from becoming a reality, and it has become a reality. Brother Lee Tang holds a master's degree in business administration and owns and manages Eco-Right Farm, on which he cultivates scores of different varieties of fruits, raises livestock, poultry, and pets. The farm has a combination of commercial and recreational activities. I present to you Brother Thomas Lee Tang, recognized for his stewardship as former General Secretary for the Caribbean Public Services Association, current General Secretary for the Dominica Public Service Union. My friend, thank you.
Thank you very much, my dear sister. I remember the first CPFC conference that I attended was in Grenada, and that was some years ago. So you can imagine how long that was. So coming to Grenada this time and knowing that I was going to be recognized for my contribution, I felt very happy and at the same time sad. Sad because I realized that I was not going to see people like Sister Lorette Clarkson, very dynamic lady, trade union person. Sister Madonna Hartford was another one. I worked very well with these two sisters. And of course, my dear brother, Alvin St. John. These were people coming to Grenada. I look forward to meeting them. We built a very good relationship. And Grenada has produced some good leaders, especially female leaders. So I'm happy that this evening I was able to see Sister Rachel Roberts with us this evening. And these are the pleasant memories that I have working with these people in Grenada. But one of the things I think of, Brother Steve, is whether Grenada might not put us in some problem because it is so spicy. And if they decide to rub some of that spice on us, Brother Steve, we might be in trouble when we get back to Dominica. But I'm happy to be here. And Sister Daisy, we want to thank you very much for what you have been doing. It is not easy to really host a conference of that nature. We did it last year, and we know how hard, how difficult it is. But I'm no longer the General Secretary of the CPSA. But I can say to you that I am very confident that the Secretariat is in good hands. You may be seeing, for those of you who do not know her, you may be seeing this lady here, this sister here, and you might be saying she looks short and whatever, but I tell you, she is powerful. So you should have no fear that she's going to make a great contribution in building on the achievements that we have made. And she will be assisted, or she's been assisted, by another dynamic lady, dynamic sister from Jamaica, Sister Tisha. So we need to have no fear. We have to build on the achievements. I want to assure everyone that I will continue to provide whatever support and assistance that is required of me. To the extent that if I have to attend conferences and I have to meet the cost on my own, I will do it. That is how much I'm interested in seeing that the CPSA moves on. So you have an organization, brothers and sisters, of which you should be very, very, very proud. And I must say that the achievements that were made is because of the support that I received from a number of people throughout the Caribbean, number of public officers. People like Sister Nadine from Bermuda, who over the years took the responsibility to make sure that the magazines are printed and published on time. And a number of people who every year provided articles. I cannot forget my own president, Brother Steve, who gave tremendous support. And the list goes on and on and on. This is Brother Clark, Dennis Clark from Barbados, a number of other people. So I believe I need to stop here because I might go on, and some people might feel offended that I did not make mention of their names. But it has been a tremendous relationship I have built over the years with everybody, male, women, as well as the young workers. I always ask myself, and not me, but people ask me, Brother Layton, what is it about you that has enabled people to really gravitate towards you? Because everybody has built some close relationship with you, whether they come from Trinidad, from Jamaica, Antigua, wherever the case may be. And, you know, it's something I feel very proud of, very happy about. So I want to thank everyone for the support given to me over the years. And I want to assure you, Sister Tiff, that you can call on me anytime. Sister Porter, I know it's going to be a difficult thing for you come next year, but please do not hesitate to call me if there is any advice that you need. Sister Tiffany, we will always work together. It's a number of decades that I have known Sister Tiffany. We have worked well. We are good friends. And I look forward to continue that relationship. I don't think anything will end it, anything will stop it. We love each other. I love each and every one of you. I am happy to have worked with you, and I'm happy to have made some contribution. I think CPSA is on the right track. We just have to keep on doing what we are doing, and each and every one of us, let us accept the fact that we have something to offer to that great institution. I hear people saying that we are older than CARICOM. That is a fact. We are older than a number of other institutions in the Caribbean. We are public officers, which means we have what it takes to move our own organization. We have the intelligence, we have the experience, we have everything. Do not for one moment think that you are not important. Do not for one moment think that you have got something to offer. Each and every one of you, each and every one of us have something to offer to this great organization. I want to thank you, and I want to wish you all the best and wish you success on your own unions. I want to tell you to keep on doing whatever you are doing. Do not allow any little thing, any petty thing to destroy our respective trade unions. Too often I had to intervene when there was internal conflicts among some of the affiliates. Not the affiliates, but the members within the union, whether it was executive or not. We need, when those things arise, to sit and resolve those problems. We can do it, we will do it. And we want to thank God, praise God, that He has given us the strength, the experience, the knowledge, and what it takes to make life better for each and every one of you, of us. So once again, I want to thank you. And if there is one thing I want to appreciate, Sister Tiff and Sister Daisy, is the fact that, you know, we say every time you not get your flowers while you are alive. I want to say that I'm very appreciative that it is not a eulogy that is being given after I'm gone, but you all have decided to do it now. And I'm extremely grateful that you all have decided to recognize my contribution while I am still here with you all. Thank you, and may God richly bless each and every one of you. Thank you again.
A life built in service. So at this point, Sister Daisy Hazard, the president of CPSA and the Grenada Public Workers Union, will present an award to Brother Letang. I would encourage everybody to take their cameras out because this is a historic moment, right? So take as long as all they want on top here. Yes, so let's go ahead and do the presentation, and let's take the photo up.
Brother Letang, on behalf of the Caribbean Public Services Association, it is my honor and privilege to present this award to you for 19 years of distinguished service as General Secretary of the CPSA. This mere plaque is just a token of our appreciation and our love for your service. Your record, which we only heard part of here today, is remarkable. And we all have been challenged by listening to your bio to fill your very large shoes. We pondered giving you flowers. I personally, as a female, believe in giving men flowers. We discussed with Brother Steve, can we send you to the spa? What else can we do besides this plaque? But this comes from the heart of all of the affiliates of the CPSA and of the General Secretary. And before you leave Grenada, you may just get pineapples or flowers.
Thank you, Brother Letang. Thank you, Sister Daisy. Thank you, Sister Tiffany. We are a few meters away from the finish line. So at this juncture, I would like to call my comrade from Grenada, Brother Hugh Williams, the chair of the Grenadian men's arm of the GPWU, and of course, the CPSA men's chair, to say a vote of thanks. Brother Hugh, just give him a warm round of applause.
Thank you. Good evening, all. In the interest of time, permit me to observe the protocols that would have been established. As we bring this evening's opening ceremony to a close, meters away, it is my distinct honor, on behalf of the Grenada Public Workers Union, to extend our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has contributed to the success of this occasion. First and foremost, we must give thanks to the Almighty God for guidance, blessings, which have made this gathering possible. To the government of Grenada, our sincere thanks for your sponsorship, partnership, and unwavering support in making this conference a reality. Your investment in regional collaboration and advancement of the Caribbean labor movement is deeply appreciated. To our distinguished speakers, presenters, performers, the choir, clergy, our Master of Ceremony, Brother Grimes, and to everyone who participated in tonight's program, thank you for sharing your talents, wisdom, and inspiration. Your contributions have truly set the tone for what promises to be an exceptional conference. To our regional delegates, observers, affiliates, invited guests, sponsors, volunteers, and members of the media, thank you for joining us this evening. Your presence demonstrates the strength of our solidarity and our shared commitment to advancing rights and welfare of workers throughout the Caribbean. To the dedicated members, staff, and volunteers of the Grenada Public Workers Union, I offer special thanks. Your months of planning, countless hours of preparation, and commitment have brought us to this moment. As we embark on the days ahead, under the theme, One Voice, Organizing and Transitioning for the Future, let us continue to engage in meaningful dialogue, strengthen regional partnerships, and recommit ourselves to building resilient unions capable of meeting the changing needs of our members and the future of work. To our visitors, from across the Caribbean, far north, far south, east, and west, we extend a warm Grenadian welcome. Hope that beyond the meetings, discussions, you will experience our rich culture, genuine hospitality, and the beauty of our Spice Isle. We trust that when you depart, you will leave not only with a few ideas and renewed purpose, but also lasting memories and friendship. And I can speak to friendship from Dominica because Dominica was my first CPSA, and everybody coming to Grenada reached out, we're coming to Grenada. Once again, thank you all for being here and for making this opening ceremony such a memorable occasion. On behalf of the Grenada Public Workers Union, I wish us a successful, engaging, and rewarding 54th annual conference. Safe travels throughout the week. Enjoy your stay in Grenada, and may God continue to bless each one of you. Thank you, and have a good evening.